What's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Pokemon Showdown today in the ZeroUsed tier, and using this sand team I updated and had originally made around Lycanroc and like Sandslash and Hippopotas. Still, that's what we're going with, but like I said, it's an updated version of the team I'd used last time. I enjoyed using Sand a lot last time, but overall thought it could be improved and I could definitely play it better as well. And noticed quite a few weaknesses that the team had, so I tried to address some of them with the changes that I made, and hopefully it can work a little bit better today. But either way, I had a lot of fun using it. I like sand and weather teams, and it's pretty fun now that we have Lycanroc as another Sand Rush user. So let's go over it real quick and then we'll get into the games. So this is the version we're going with today. Let me just show the other one that we'd used last time. So you can see we have an Eviolite Hippopotas instead of Smooth Rock, and then we had Poliwrath, Orthworm, and Alolan Executor. This time we are using Smooth Rock Hippopotas because I don't think Eviolite saves this guy. I think you pretty much don't want it to be in as much as you can avoid it. I think it learning Stealth Rocks is like great. Other than that, it having Sandstream and Smooth Rock, like that's all you really needed to do. And I think Smooth Rock will help us to be able to actually take advantage of the sand more and get more like opportunities to you know, have our Lycanroc and Sandslash out speeding things. And also I think something that I kind of forget about, but that's actually really relevant, is just the sand damage. After a little bit of sand damage against stuff that actually, you know, takes the sand chip, things are in one shot range of Lycanroc and Sandslash at like after a Swords Dance or something like that. So this will also let us get more sand chip on our opponent's team, as long as, you know, they're not immune to it. So instead of like a kind of a mixed EV spread, we're just going max defense since it's our best defensive stat with Terra Water. You could go with like Terra Dragon or Terra Poison or Terra Ghost or Terra whatever. I think we're just going Terra Water because I don't think this thing is going to do anything to grass types anyways with Earthquake and Whirlwind, you know? So Terra Water will give us a better matchup into water types and ice types, and I think that's pretty much all this thing could do. If there's something specific, maybe like Ghost or Poison, but I don't think like Dragon's probably worth it, since then you are still weak to ice. Being able to resist ice I thought would be kind of nice versus like Sneasel. But yeah, Hippopotas is the only sand setter down here, or only Sandstream guy that you can use down here. As you can see, all these other ones. Gigalith is not allowed. If Gigalith was allowed, it would be totally different. Gigalith also is a rock type, so it gets Spidef rays. So Gigalith would be way better than Hippopotas, but we only have Hippopotas. So, but yeah, I think it's definitely like not so bad that you should just run manual sand. I think that's more, probably make it even harder. But and then we have Slack Off for recovery. It is nice that it has that, but it's still not very bulky, even with the max defense and max HP on the physical side. So that's Hippopotas. Then we got Lycanroc. From last time I had Psychic Fangs, and now we're going with a Solrock. I think a Solrock is really nice to just make it so, say we have gotten a Swords Dance, then we can't be revenge killed by priority from like a Float Soul or a Basculin, like those Aquajet guys, Quillfish. Maybe not Quillfish. We might still be able to be revenge killed, since Quillfish has Intimidate and is better physical defense than like Floatzel and stuff. But like a Floatzel and a Sneasel, I think Sneasel's always O-code by a Solrock with a Life Orb and an Adamant Nature. Floatzel, I think at +2 it's always O-code, so if we have gotten a Swords Dance off, then we can just stay in. We do still need the sand because with our nature here, we're slower. Floatzel's always faster than us though anyways if they're max speed with a Jolly Nature. Also because I don't think we need Psychic Fangs, because it was like I had it in mind for like maybe a Weezing or Decidueye, you know, to hit those two guys with the psychic moves super effectively. Maybe Muck. There's probably some other things I'm forgetting, but almost all of those things, or those things, are pretty much dealt with Stone Edge and close combat. At +2, if you Terra Fighting, I think Decidueye is destroyed by close combat. Weezing and Muck, I think, are destroyed by +2 Stone Edge after like rocks or sand chip a little bit. So Psychic Fangs, they might be something like, maybe, I don't know, Arbok, I don't know, that's a stretch. No, that's destroyed by Stone Edge, I don't know what I'm saying. But there's probably something that maybe different coverage would be good for. But I think for the things I was thinking of, these things are pretty good. And like I said, Terra Fighting boosts our close combat, so we get the stab boost. Close combat is also much more reliable than Stone Edge, since Stone Edge can miss. So Terra Fighting is nice just to have that, and then we do lose our weaknesses as a rock type, I guess, but it's mostly just to get the stab on close combat. And then we got Sandslash. Because we do have Decidueye as a defogger, now we're not going with Rapid Spin, and instead we're going with with Leech Life. And also going with Life Orb. I believe I had Terra Dark last time, but going Life Orb instead of Boots and Leech Life instead of Rapid Spin. I think Leech Life is really good to hit grass types. Otherwise, I mean, Terra Dark knockoff can hit pretty hard still, but I don't think it does enough. And I think Leech Life, if after a Sword Stance, it could just like Oko a Shaman. I was thinking Terra Bug could be pretty cool, but I think it's a little bit more niche. And Terra Dark, like, versus something like Pylosand, as you can see, our Lycanroc cannot do anything to Pylosand. That's like one of the few things. With Terra Dark and knockoff, Sandslash can do pretty well against that. We do have other ways to deal with Pylosand, but that's something. Also, Terra Dark versus Terra Bug, like, knockoff in general is just a more spammable move, and we get some resistances. Other than, I mean, we do resist grass and fighting as a bug type, which is kind of nice for like Decidueye or Shaman, other grass types. But Terra Dark also, besides for the Pylosand, would give us the Prankster immunity. And knockoff's just a more spammable move than Leech Life in general, I think. Leech Life is just like our coverage move. I think knockoff is more the go-to coverage move. I don't think you need Rock Slide, so especially with a Life Orb and SD and Terra Dark, like knockoff will be doing plenty. And we have a Lycanroc, so. But yeah, I think this Sandslash is a little bit, or definitely a lot more threatening than the other one. I think these are good coverage moves for it. I was looking at a lot of the Smogon analysis recommendations for it. But yeah, I think Leech Life is pretty good coverage to slap on it. And then we got Lantern. Last time I was using Poliwrath with Water Absorb. This time we're using Lantern. And I know Lantern usually goes with Volt Absorb, but we have 2 ground types, and we have a grass type. So we do have 2 electric immunities already, and another electric resistant Decidueye. And all of these guys are weak to water. They're all weak to water and grass, and 2 of them are also weak to ice. They offensively, like, I mean, we do have a Leech Life for grass types, but we can kind of just struggle into grass types, which is why, again, was trying to emphasize the Sand Chip so that we can get things in range of like our +2 Stone Edge or a Leech Life from Sandslash. A Lantern is a great, I think, water immunity for the team, and Charizard answer for the team. Like I said, we're not going with Terra Dragon, Eviolite, Hippopotas. Lantern can kind of check Charizard. It also is immune, can prevent like flip turns, so our opponent cannot do that. It resists ice, being a water type as well, which is the coverage move, the only coverage move Floatzel usually has. Ice Spinner, we take like less than 25%. Also, something to note is like Cramorant, that could be pretty annoying with like Gold Missile. With Water Absorb, we prevent Gold Missile from ever going up because we're immune to Surf. So we can just switch this thing, and we resist their flying move, which is pretty nice. With Terra Steel, we can resist ice versus Articuno. Otherwise, Articuno's freeze dry is pretty annoying, but I think Lantern's pretty good. It allows us to just run the Smooth Rock on Hippopotas and like kind of checks all of those things I was kind of wanting Hippopotas to check, or some of those things, and checks the things that I was kind of wanting Poliwrath to check. So we're just going with Scald and Volt Switch. And then I've seen other people use this, but we're going with Rest Talk. I think you could use Ice Beam, but I don't. The main reason we have this is to check those things and pivot. We want this thing, that's one advantage this has over Poliwrath. We can just click Volt Switch after we've come in on a flip turn or something, and as long as they don't have a ground type or go into it, or an electric immunity another way like Volt Absorb, then say we let Hippopotas, we switch in a Lantern, Volt Switch, and then we can get in Lycanroc or Sandslash and actually take advantage of the sand and get them a safe switch in. I like Lantern for that. Scald is a nice spammable move otherwise, and then Rest Talk, since this thing only has leftovers recovery, and it's also vulnerable to hazards, and it's going to be taking Sand Chip unless we Terra Steel. So I think Rest is nice recovery with the sand up and stuff. And Sleep Talk, like I said, Ice Beam, you could go with that instead of Sleep Talk, but after you use Rest, you're like set up fodder, you're doing nothing for 2 turns. So I think Sleep Talk just pairs really well with Rest and makes it so you're not like completely useless for 2 turns. And the one time I'd used Rest when I was testing, I just was like, all right, I'm not going to get this thing to wake up anymore, and I don't really want to send it out because I'm not doing anything. So I think Sleep Talk just makes sense. And then we have, I want to look at Decidueye before Wheezing, but we will look at Wheezing in a second. But then we have Decidueye. Like I said, we are weak to grass. So, and Lantern is also weak to grass. So we have 4 guys weak to grass. Now we have Wheezing and Decidueye that both resist grass. And Decidueye, we're going with this Spadef set. I've ran into a Spadef Decidueye before. I was trying to look and see if I can find one on the forums that somebody had used. I think I did find one. It was with Terra Dragon, but we're going with Terra Steel, as you can see. But I think Spadef Decidueye is pretty good for Shaman. because Shaman otherwise is terrifying, and that's why we also have Covert Cloak. But not just for Shaman, it's also pretty good versus Pylo Sand. It's immune to Scald Burns. It's pretty good versus Jolteon. Surprisingly good against Vikavolt, especially since we don't have Volt Absorb on Lantern, though Lantern wouldn't appreciate an Energy Ball anyways. But Decidueye is, being a grass fighting type, isn't weak to Bug Buzz from Vikavolt, so all of Vikavolt's attacks, unless they're specs, will be probably doing more than half, but if they're not specs, they'll be doing less than half. And we can get a slow pivot on a Vikavolt, which is kind of nice. But like I said, Shaman is the main thing. We are 4 times weak to flying, which isn't great. Terra Steel will let us resist that. With Covert Cloak though, they can't get the Seed Flare Spadef drop. They can't get the Air Slash Flinch. Like I said already, Scald Burns. It prevents the secondary effect of Scald. Scorching Sands, Spadef drops from Shadow Ball. Tri-Attack secondary effects. And we can slow pivot on all of those. It's also resist grass, resist water. It can defog for the team. Triple Arrows is a broken move. This thing can actually do stuff offensively, even though it has no investment and probably shouldn't be able to do stuff offensively. Triple Arrows and Scrappy makes it so nothing's immune to this. And we can just get a 50% chance to get a defense drop. And I don't know what the chance of a high crit means, but we do also have the high crit and the 30% chance to flinch. So we have, and all of these can happen at the same time too. So it's just ridiculous. But I think this is pretty good. It's also another slow pivot, so we can get in Lycanroc and Sandslash, and has roots for recovery. Terra Steel also makes it so we don't take Sand Chip, but it also would help us to lose our, flying weakness, psychic weakness, gives us an ice resistance. I think it's pretty good. I think a Lantern and Decidueye might be like, at least of what I've come up with so far, like the best slow pivots. They kind of work with the sand decently, but there's still problems for sure. And then last thing we got is Weezing. We got these 2 Spadef guys. Weezing is a nice physically bulky guy that can kind of catch almost all of the physical attackers, or quite a few of them. Sneasel's still a big problem. As you can see, like a knockoff plus triple axle is pretty scary, especially if they get a boost or something. So Weezing can switch into that. I'm going with leftovers instead of Rocky Helmet just because of the sand is going to be wearing us down, is my thought process. And this thing gets knocked up so frequently anyways. But if we are able to keep the leftovers and sands up, that would be nice, especially versus like some of those Iron Defense body press guys. This thing, we do have Hippopotas that can whirlwind them out, but if they get set up, like that's not going to happen. So this guy can haze, and it still has the leftovers recovery that could kind of negate the sand damage. We have Pain Split for some extra recovery, Will-O-Wisp to burn those guys and just burn the physical attackers like as a catch-all, and then Sludge Bomb just is our strongest attack. That also has a secondary effect chance to poison stuff, so just to weaken things for our Lycanroc and Sandslash would be nice. Again, going with Terra Steel, then we resist flying, we resist psychic, would resist ice. I don't think that's the main thing, but mostly psychic and flying if we need to. Just, I'm thinking of like Bravery could be pretty rough. I don't know, Bravery has close combat too, but I think Weezing's pretty nice. Sneasels are pretty scary otherwise. It also has a ground immunity, so Lantern, is weak to ground, and Decidueye does resist it, but now we have an immunity as well, which is pretty good. We do have enough speed. The speed is just to outspeed Glastrier. I thought maybe that would be kind of nice. So even if they're max speed, we can hit them with a haze if they've already gotten a boost. I don't know if it's enough really to beat them 1v1, but I thought it'd be a little bit of help, and it only took 8 more EVs. So this guy otherwise is a minus speed nature, so it can slow pivot. Lantern speed is kind of nice into something, so that's why I'm leaving it, not going a minus speed nature. We could go a little speed outspeed Sandaconda, but I don't think that's really going to help a whole lot since we're not going to like Oko with Scald either way. But yeah, those are the changes. Lantern and Decidueye slow pivot, and Weezing to kind of catch all, be a physical wall, physical switch in, and to resist grass still. So hopefully these guys can help support our very weak sand Pokemon, weak to grass, water, and ice. But I mean, there's probably better options out there, but I'm pretty excited, and hopefully we can get it to work. So let's get in the games. All right, we got one up against balanced looking team. They got the Bastio down to get up rocks. They have 2 spinners. Our Hippopotas could be fine on lead. We can switch into Decidueye on the Arboliva. Could switch into Lantern on Cram. Could try and get up rocks right away that way, and then they have to rapid spin. You can get the sand up too. I think let's just leave it at that. And Lycanroc and Sandslash both are pretty good. Cramorant Won't appreciate knockoff. Obviously not Stone Edge either. We do have the Leech Life for our Balava, close combat for our Balava, Earthquake or close combat for that. All right, I think let's go Lantern. Stop their thing from happening entirely. And I kind of want to go for Volt Switch, but they have the Electivire. So Scald might be better. Though we do have a Wheezing. So, I mean, I think let's just go for a Volt Switch. All right. We get flinched. That's all right. Not too bad. Let's try and go for the Volt Switch. If they switch into it, they get a Speed Raise. Let's go Wheezing. We do want Wheezing for Hitmonchan too, but... Okay, they Taunt. All right. What do they go for? Are they going to try and bulk up? I don't think they're going to like a Sludge Bomb. So let's send one and see how much it does. And we get the poison. Okay. And they don't have Supercell Slam, which is good to know. If we get hit by another one of those, we're going to be kind of low-ish. We could also go into Decidueye, but this thing gets Ice Punch. It also gets Fire Punch or Flamethrower too. We could go Sandslash, but we could get knocked. And I think we'll be a lot weaker. For Hitmonchan, I mean, we do have Decidueye would be all right. Hippopotas would be all right. I think let's just Sludge Bomb again. All right, cool. They just switch out. All right. And now I think, does the taunt wear off? So we can just burn this now. I think we go for that. Heavy Slam. That's not too bad. Now we can go to Decidueye and then slow pivot. We could even Pain Split if we want. Yeah, it's Pain Split. I know this thing doesn't have a whole lot of health, but... Okay, and they Heavy Slam again. Cool. And... we don't see leftovers, do they? Do we? No. Alright, so... are they Boots, maybe? I think let's just go Hippopotas, because we can. We don't need to go to Decidueye. They haven't gotten up rocks yet either. I wonder if this thing has, like... Metal Coat counter or something. So, I mean, I'm just going to get up rocks. And then... we will go Lantern again. Alright. And I'm going to Volt Switch. I mean, its Motor Drive is not Volt Absorb, so they're not going to heal. I mean, I could Scald, but they also are poison too, so... okay. I mean, we could rest at this point. Maybe we should do that since Cryogonal and this kind of helps versus both. So I'm just going to rest. All right. I don't know what's going on right now. We are flinched again. How? How is this possible? I'm clicking rest. All right, thank God. All right. So this comes out, doesn't have a speed raise this time. I actually kind of forgot about that. So if I did switch into Sandslash, we would have been slower. Now we could go into it, but actually Sand's gonna end, so probably not. I think that actually works to our benefit, so Weezing will not get chipped by the sand. So let's send this out. And we just go for a Sludge Bomb. I know they have Bastiodon and Hitmonchan, but this could get poisoned. We also get it right away. No Lumberry. No leftovers. They're probably Boots. I think we just let this thing get knocked off and Sludge Bomb. Okay, they're going for a crit set. I want to get in our sand guys, though. But this thing is like soloing them. Okay. So I wonder, do they have Scope Lens? Scope Lens plus Focus Energy would mean they... Ooh, alright. We can go Decidueye here. And I think we sent the triple arrows. Oh, that did a lot. Well, that did a lot too. Alright. Oh, and they had the Grassy Seed. That's kind of cool. Well, we can take another Alluring Voice. That did an insane amount of damage, though. We could Terra Steel. But Terra Steel Lantern is almost better. So I think we just triple arrows. And we could just get another drop right now. We don't. That's all right. I think maybe we U-turn now. Maybe get in Lycanroc and go for a close combat. We could also roost, then U-turn, but if we can get them before they heal is what I was thinking. Okay. We could go, yeah, I think we go Lycanroc because the close combat's pretty good. I mean, we could go this. The best move to go for if we think they're going to Terra Poison or Fair would be Stone Edge. Other than close combat, and I think Sandslash, I don't know if we could even take it out, so I'd rather not lose this thing. And I could see them Terraing. If we just Terra Fighting, would we KO them? Arbalava. They're a bulky attacker. Terra Fairy. They would live. Come on. 80%. Thank God. All right. And the only thing that outspeeds us is Cryogonal. Well, actually, yeah, Cryogonal. This, we can Stone Edge this, but we also have Lantern, so we probably don't need to risk that. Just go Lantern. Could they double? We could Terra Steel, go for a Volt Switch and get in Lycanroc again. Or we could sack Decidueye, but Decidueye could be nice for Spasiodon, though I don't think we even need it. But I think we might want to Terra this thing anyway, so let's just Terra this. Sleep Talk. If we get the Volt Switch, that would be cool. We did. And they might not know we outspeed them. So I think we just send this out and go for a Stone Edge. We could close combat, but I've seen that. No, I think it's usually Terra Steel. Yeah, let's just close combat. Cool. Terra Steel helps versus Cramorant. This is burned. Then we could just go Wheezing. All right. And we can't do any damage to this, so just kidding. I mean, Decidueye could, if we could get Decidueye and heal. Yeah, we could take a Body Press. Let's see if we can do that and Roost. Damn it, we can't. Oh well. Well, if we go this, we give them Spadavrays, which I guess isn't relevant because I'm trying to hit them with Lycanroc or Sandslash. I don't even know if we need the Sand. I think we just go Sandslash and click Sword Stance maybe. I don't know what item this thing is. I'm just gonna Sword Stance. Have they switched up moves? They do have something. Okay, they do have counter. Okay. Oh, we also don't have Rapid Spin, so if their Cramorant's fast, I'm just gonna SD again. Now it should die to knockoff. If it didn't. And then Cram. I think let's just go Hippopotas. Terra Flying. Ice Punch. Look at that. Max Defense Hippopotas. I think we can just let this die and then we can go Lycanroc and or Sandslash and kill the other thing. Alright, well, I guess Lantern will just win then. The team worked overall. This thing has gotten flinched an incredible amount of times, but team worked. We just didn't get the Sand guys in as often as I wanted to, or like I kind of wanted them to get in, but it was pretty good still, I think. Team worked out nicely. Terra types were good. We're able to check their grass and water guy. And not having Volt Absorb didn't like screw us versus Electivire. All right, sick, we're getting them. Okay, they've got Brute Bonnet, Scary Grass type. They also have a Psychic type. And if it's set up, it could be really scary. If this is just a lead Lycanroc, hopefully get rid of it soon. But I was thinking if they're Sandrush, that'd be annoying, but I don't think they're Sandrush. I think they're like Steadfast probably. I think this is just like Hyper Offense. Yeah, Rapid Spin would be cool to have on Sandslash. Then we can spin and then, you know, kill him. But I think maybe we lead Hippopotas just to get the sand going. They lead this. They're probably going to taunt. So I think let's just go to Decidueye. I mean, if they don't taunt, we get free rocks. So I guess we do lose a turn of sand this way. But okay. And then we'll go to Decidueye and U-turn. I don't want to Earthquake and put them down to 1% so then they can Endeavor. Cool. Now we'll U-turn. Mesper comes out. It's going to take quite a bit. Not as much as I thought. So is he bulk like max Fizz Def? Decidueye U-turn. Yeah, that guy is like max defense. Okay. I wonder if we go Sandslash Terra Dark if we could just KO it. Probably. Is it worth it to do that? I mean, it wouldn't be bad, right? Let's see it. Let's see if we see leftovers. Because they could have a Colbur Berry. Oh, they have leftovers. All right. So I think a Terra Dark knockoff or just a knockoff would kill this. Sandslash. Okay, we have to Terra Dark. I think it might be worth it just because of how scared I was of this. Oh wait, would Leech Life? No. Because I don't want to get... Well, what are they going to do? This had rocks, so what is this? It's just going to set up. I'm just going to do this. Is it? Maybe it was like a really bulky setup? Or maybe it was a utility? All right. And Brute Bonnet comes out. We might be able to KO this with a Leech Life. If they're not... Oh, yeah. Send it. Let's go! Sandslash! Nice! That's pretty insane. Okay, this guy comes out. We can Earthquake this. I think this is usually... They're also heavy-duty boots. Grafai, SD, boots, Earthquake. If they Terra normal, yeah, we can just KO them. If they're... Yeah, we just KO them. Okay, they're stalling out sand. I'm guessing. Okay, this is awesome. Sandslash is putting in work right now. This guy's boots, so it's probably the... Or not boots. It's probably the Power Herb set. I've seen a couple times. With Terra Dark. We do not kill. Yeah, we don't kill. We're dead to both of those. We could go for knockoff, but then we're dead. So then we have to send out like, I don't know, Wheezing. We can't let Venomoth set up. Yeah, I think if we're gonna just avoid the Venomoth setting up, I think we can win. This thing has more accurate moves versus the Venomoth. This thing has to Stone Edge. I mean, a Celerock is pretty good still. And this is a roll, so that's why I'm like hesitating. If they're not even, like, they could be bulky, but I don't think they are. If we go Wheezing, I don't think Wheezing's going to do a whole lot. So let's just go Wheezing and save this. Okay, they're Double Edge. Okay, now they're definitely in range of our thing. And I think I just kind of want to let this die, so I'm just going to click Will-O-Wisp. Cool. Now we're actually just going to go Hippopotas and then double back into this and sack it. And then we'll die to rocks, I think. Nope. Well, that is sand. And then we can go back into Sandslash. Actually, we could SD. Braviary to Sandslash if they're burns. And this is Life Orb too. Yeah, we go Sandslash, we SD. I think we can win. If we don't KO everything, we will now. This can, I think we just Earthquake. I don't think this would have Terra Flying. Yeah. And then this will die to an Earthquake as well. Let's go Sandslash! Nice! Yeah, that was crazy. So, KOing the Mesprit was nice. I don't know what it is still. Leech Life caught the Brute Bonnet off guard. If that thing was Terra Poison, which it probably was, and they sent it there, we would have lost Sandslash, but I don't think these guys always have Leech Life, so, you know, we got that going for us. Going from Hippopotas into Decidueye, and also just clicking rocks turn 1 worked out. The only thing, like I said, was like if they did taunt, we did lose a turn of sand, but they didn't, so we got rocks out of it. All right, we got one. I fought them in testing, so I know, I mean, I think it's just Rapid Spinning Cryogonal. I don't know if we even saw if this was Boots or not, but it had Wisp. It was Eviolite, Piloswine with rocks. Jolteon, I don't know if we saw if it was Specs or not, or Boots or whatever. I think this was Eviolite. I think this was Scarf. I think it's just like normal stuff, so I don't think we have to, I think we know kind of what they have is all. And I think we can lead with the Hippopotas. A Specs Jolteon is kind of the most scary thing. I think I teared Lantern and I didn't have Rest Talk. It was after this game that I was like, oh, Rest Talk would be pretty good. So yeah, I think we go Wheezing. That's what I did last time. And then just try and burn something. If they go Drifblim, which is what happened last time, then we can go Lantern. And now we have Rest Talk. So we could also maybe just send the Scald, and that would chip down Jolteon plus burn, plus Sand quite a lot. We might not even have to go for Volt Switch. All right, we just get a burn. Okay. And they're not leftovers, right? Because we didn't see. I don't know if they ever saw that we weren't Volt Absorb on Lantern. Do we need to conserve health on Lantern or Decidueye? I don't think so, and I think Lantern's just better, so I think we go Decidueye. I know they can Volt Switch this way, but okay. And I don't even think that, is that Specs? Decidueye to Jolteon? That is Specs. Wow, that is crazy. All right, we get to U-turn, and now we get in our Sandslash. I don't think, this might be dead. Sandslash, Suicune, Spadef. They are dead. Okay. We could actually just go for an SD, and I think that's what I did last time, just because they have a couple immunities. So I'm just going to Sword Stance. And now we can click Knockoff, and this dies. If they go back into Quillfish, we'll be at -1. But yeah, and Sandslash gets to kill something. Sandslash is doing really good this game. I don't think we KO this. This guy's real tanky. We're doing really good in these games, as I'm having trouble speaking. Yeah, we don't KO this yet. And yeah, we're gonna have to Pain Split with Wheezing, I think. We should get recovery on anything, so we definitely just go for the Pain Split. It's decent at 62%, and it's good to know now we know this thing is Scarfed. Or Specs. We could go into Hippopotas, you know, then they can't go for the electric move. I'm curious how much, though, like a Alluring Voice does. Hippopotas to Lantern. Oh, it's actually not that bad. So, I do want to get the sand up, though, so I think we do go Hippopotas. Okay. So we did take quite a bit there. Then we'll go Lantern. But I wanted the sand up because now we can don't have to go Hippopotas again for a while. I think we just go for a Scald. I want a Volt Switch, but we could get a burn here. No burn, that's okay. And Jolteon is getting chipped down quite a bit. I don't think it was worth going for the Volt Switch. We could go to Decidueye. I think we go Wheezing. Oh, I think we... Yeah, we'd take that, which is pretty crazy. And we do outspeed everything besides Drifblim. So like if I Sludge Bomb right now, we can follow that with a Pain Split on everything except for Drifblim. And on Drifblim anyways, we can go Lantern. So I think we Sludge Bomb. All right. We go Lantern. This thing has a Will-O-Wisp, so we don't want either of those things to get burns. I mean, we could go to Decidueye, but this thing also could have Air Slash. Although, actually, we did see Hex. I saw Hex. So it's probably Defog, Strength Sap, Hex, Will-O-Wisp. Which means we could go to Decidueye now instead of Lantern. Which would be better versus what? Not a whole lot, to be honest. No, I think let's just go Lantern. All right. And we're just going to Scald because I don't want to heal up their Jolteon. Or actually, we could double into Lycanroc. I think it's Scald. All right, we catch the Piloswine. Burn? No burn. That's all right. Pretty good damage still. I think we can maybe go Wheezing one last time, but if they have Ice Shard, we might be in range. Yeah. Everything is really weak though. I don't even know if we need a Sword Stance in order to sweep. I know we do need a Sword Stance for this probably. Close combat, they could be Terra Ghost, so we probably want to go for Earthquake. Piloswine from an Earthquake. I mean, or we could just Scald and let this die. Yeah, let's Scald and let this die. I think that's all right. And we get the burn, and they miss. Well, that worked out insanely for us. We could literally just go Hippopotas and then send out one of our sand guys. But yeah, I mean, this was nearly dead. This was definitely in range of Earthquake or close combat. And we outsped them with 284. Does Sandslash outspeed Scarf Pissimian? It does. All right, cool. I didn't know if it did. All right, so yeah, Sandslash or Lycanroc could have KO'd that. Or we would have needed an Earthquake to KO this. They didn't. No, they did Terra. So yeah, Knockoff would have KO'd Drifblim for sure. This was dead after that Scald, which is why I was like, let's just stay in Scald, so then they're in range of, we don't need a Sword Stance in order to KO this. All right, we got one. They got a cool team. They got a Spinner, though, and a Spin Blocker, but we have Defog, so we don't got to worry about that. And they don't have, they do have a Rock Resist, but this thing does not take a close combat. This could be a good one for Lycanroc. I mean, we do have to hit Stone Edge versus Muck and maybe Mismagius. This thing doesn't take a close combat, I don't think. If we get boosted, especially. But we do have to worry about them belly drumming. If we lead Hippopotas, we'd have to probably just go for Whirlwind turn 1 if we see this. Rocks would be nice though to chip stuff. Since the only thing that would probably have boost is maybe this or this. I don't think all of these, they could, but I don't know if they do. And we just get the sand up. So I think let's lead this. If they lead this, I think we just go Lantern. Hopefully they don't trick, but if they do, it is what it is. Okay, they Shadow Ball. And I think they might be Choice Specs. Because that did quite a lot. Mismagius Specs? They are Choice Specs. All right, I think we go over the Volt Switch. I know they have Toad Scroll, but then we can just go to Decidueye on that if they go into it. So, all right, Muck comes out, we get to Volt Switch, and we go Sandslash and possibly just Sword Stance. This thing definitely dies to Earthquake. And with our like pretty decent natural defense, I think we can just SD. And this thing definitely dies to Earthquake, so we can just go for that. We have 5 turns of Sands left. We outspeed Mismagius. It is not Scarfed. I think we might still outspeed a Scarfed Houndoom if they're Scarfed. Let's see. Houndoom +1. Nope, that is faster than us. Poliwrath. All right, Poliwrath. I don't think you're Fizz Def, but if you're max HP, can you live? No, you can't. No, you can't. No! They're Terra Grass! Damn it. Dang it, we lost our guy, but they did use their Terra for that, so we can go Lycanroc in close combat. Yeah, I think that's all right. That and a Stone Edge should KO everything. Yeah, close combat will 2 KO this for sure. They're not Helmet or something, so that's good. I'm just gonna close combat again. What comes out now? Muck. I think we can go Wheezing. And then maybe Sludge Bomb. We could Will-O-Wisp, but they have the Houndoom. Or we just double into our little Hippo. I think we do that. They could knock, but all right, cool. Houndoom comes out. Now we just have to get in our Lycanroc again. Stone Edge, we'll kill that. I think we might need a boost to KO this. We might actually live a hit from this and be able to KO it with Earthquake. And also if we miss our Stone Edges, things could be rough. So we might not want to like sacrifice everything. Decidueye can actually probably take on Mismagius, but they do have like Dazzling Gleam for us probably. Huh. Let's just see if Houndoom kills us. Hippopotas, Houndoom. Oh wow, we're just dead to Fire Blast. All right, can Lantern take that into a Dark Pulse? Not. Is they Nasty Plot? I think we. Sure, let's go Lantern. Oh, they double into Poliwrath. I think we double ourselves into Decidueye, then we'll just U-turn. Okay, that did a lot. I think it's okay though. We should get the slower U-turn. And they're healing a lot, but yeah, we get to get in our guy now. The game like sped up there really weirdly. We close combat. Now I don't think Muck dies to Stone Edge. Does it? 97%? I don't think so. If we can get in Hippopotas and get up rocks, that would help it to get in range of our Stone Edge. We actually could SD with this. Maybe on Houndoom? Let's see. No way we kill this, right? Just so we should know if we should risk it or not? No. I think we go to Decidueye instead of Muck, or instead of, and we die to Sand instead of Wheezing. But now I think I'm okay to go Wheezing. And I don't think we can go for Will-O-Wisp though. I think we might have to go for Sludge Bomb. They have Drain Punch, Knockoff, Leftovers. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Sludge Bomb. Can they knock off? That's not that bad. Like now I could maybe go for Will-O-Wisp because we can go into Hippopotas the following turn and reset Sand. I didn't want to go into it the one time though. Okay. Now unless they have Rest, we can just tase them. So I'm just gonna haze. Okay. Now I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb. We don't have to risk Will-O-Wisp anymore. We can just do this. Haze. Do you need a haze right away? I'm just gonna go for a Sludge Bomb. All right. No poison. This is Specs. Muck is now in range of Stone Edge. Kind of, almost. We could sack Hippopotas, then go Lycanroc, and we'd have to hit our Stone Edge. We could go Lantern right now, but I think, we're 2 KO'd by Shadow Ball. At this point, maybe keeping Lantern is better though for Houndoom. But if we go Hippopotas, we're just gonna like die. Yeah, like we need the sand in order to outspeed this, so I think we just have to sack Hippopotas. Cool. Then we can go Lycanroc. I don't think Lycanroc kills this with a Cellarrock. Miss Magius, Specs in the sands. We can take a Shadow Ball, but we have a Life Orb, so we're gonna hurt ourselves, you know? If we go Lantern, we could Volt Switch. No, I think we have to go into this. If I SD, we'll only have 2 hits left in us, so I think we Stone Edge. All right, we hit it. Now Muck, I don't even know if Muck kills us. Now that they're burns. They do have Drain Punch. Drain Punch. But they are burns. So we shouldn't die, which means we should have 2 opportunities to go for Stone Edge here. And they double, and we get to KO the Houndoom, and now Muck I don't think can beat Weezing, so let's go! Lycanroc got to do a little bit more in this one than Sandslash. Although, what did Sandslash do? Oh, you're good. I don't even know if that was... I think Lycanroc just was in a kind of winning position with the Stone Edge, since this was burned too. But if they did switch into Houndoom when we Will-O-Wisped, then we would have probably been down our Lantern already. I think if they predicted the turn we went for Will-O-Wisp on the Muck, that would have been the turn. Sorry about that, my phone. But yeah, Lycanroc was pretty good in this one. Actually, Sandslash early was really good. It forced the Terra Grass on the Poliwrath. So yeah, having the 2 Sandrush sweepers came in handy. All right, we got a Weather War. They got the Charizard, Typhlosion. Damn, Terra Dragon would be good on Decidueye right now. All right, we'll see if they come back, but I think they will. And they also have the Brute Bonnet, Scovillain. They do have who's their Sand Setter? Probably Gravai, right? Besides for it, like, I don't know, or not Sun Setter. I don't know who else is going to be set in the sun. We can always use Hippopotas though to switch into Gravai. I think on lead, like, Lycanroc is actually pretty good because we can Accelerock this. Actually, Sandslash might be a Sand Setter now that I look at it a little bit more. Or a Sun Setter. I keep saying Sand. But having to hard switch into one of their fire types, like that'll be Lantern's job. Weezing can switch into Brute Bonnet, but Scovillain, we literally have nothing to switch into. It's without Terra Dragon. And I think it's kind of a mistake to lead Hippopotas and get up the sand right away. I think maybe we lead Weezing or Decidueye. I think let's go Weezing, because we could burn this. Or even just Sludge Bomb, and then they can't go like Typhlosion and get an Eruption. I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb. We can Defog with Decidueye. Alright, now I'm gonna go to Decidueye. Okay, they do Sun. Now we'll Defog. And then we will go... Ooh, maybe I should have... went Hippopotas hard. This thing does have solar power. Yeah, I should have went Hippopotas hard. I mean, I could sack this, but this is... I mean, it's pretty good versus Brute Bonnet, but Weezing's also good enough versus Brute Bonnet. I don't think Lantern's gonna like a specs anything from this. I don't know. Could be a bad idea, but here we are. All right. And they go for Solar Beam. Let's see, is that choice specs and solar power? Because if it is, we can go back into, yeah, 70. Yeah, we can go right back into Decidueye. Oh, well, they're not. What? Oh, it's because I didn't have Sun. Well, that was silly. Well, this isn't great. We can just go Lycanroc and a Celerock if we want. I mean, or we could Sword Stance if we're really feeling it. I think Grafai might die to an Acelerock, though. They have Prankster and would outspeed us. I think it's just send the Acelerock, though, at this point. This guy comes out. We could Terra Fighting Close Combat to kill them. Then we don't have to deal with this anymore. I'm just going to go for it. All right. Now we're here. They have their Sun. I've lost Decidueye. Lantern's taken way too much, and I've Terra'd. So, yeah. I made a pretty big mistake not going right into Hippopotas. Not going for U-turn instead going for Stealth Rock. Also should have probably just went for the Will-O-Wisp right away on Sandslash, and that would have been burned right now. So, yeah. Because if they got it in Typhlosion with a Flash Fire, we would have had a full health Lantern and the Sun wouldn't have been up. So I think that would have been all right. At least I didn't lose Hippopotas. If we lost Hippopotas, I think it could have potentially just been over. So, all right, this guy comes out. I mean, this thing can't pivot, so that is a good thing. And then we go Weezing. They get up rocks again. And now I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp. We'll use our Lanterns to sack now. We still have this for Grafai. I think on the positive side, like, really nothing can take a close combat. Like, this dies. This probably dies to a close combat with Terra Fighting now. We have limited... Those rocks will make a difference, so we can only use it like a few times. Cool, they go Grafai. All right. And then let's go... Tempted to go Sandslash. But we could also just Sludge Bomb to weaken them. Yeah, I think we just Sludge Bomb. Okay. Now we could go Hippopotas, but if they knock off our Smooth Rock, that could be annoying. My bad. I think let's go Hippopotas, though. Hopefully they U-turn or Parting Shot. They Encore. All right, they're getting whittled down. Now we go back into Weezing. And if Scovillain comes out, we are dead to Flamethrower. I think we hope they don't have Sunny Day, and we sack Lantern. Okay, and now we can go Sandslash. If I had saved... No, Terra Dark wouldn't have made a difference. But I think we go Sandslash because we're not going to... We're not on a timer like Lycanroc is. An Earthquake will kill everything. I think it'll kill this too. Let's just make sure. Sandslash to Scovillain. Yep. So something's got to die. We'll just Earthquake. That's great. But I mean, they don't need it, to be fair. Sandslash comes out. If they are speedy... Sandslash. No, we still won't kill. We could go for an SD and then a knockoff. Have we seen an item? Yeah, they're Heat Rock. If I SD into knockoff, I get an Earthquake and a knockoff. That's probably better. If I go Wheezing, I mean, if I can get my own sands, but this is heavy duty boots. We know they're not specs. This is probably a choice though, but this has spin. So if I go for Earthquake and a knockoff, then they're just going to send out one of their Sun guys and I'm going to have to sack something. And then I'm going to have to get in Hippopotas, who's kind of dead weight, and then I'm going to have to sack something again. See the problem? I think we Earthquake. Then I think we just have to go Hippopotas. And then we go Wheezing. Yeah, because I don't think Hippopotas can take a hit from Charizard. Yeah. I don't think Wheezing can take 2 either, though, which is a problem. So then we're sacking Wheezing. This has Sunny Day. Okay. Good to know. All right. I think we have to sack this. And then we go a Celerock, or a Lycanroc and a Celerock. We only have 3 hits left in us, and we can't switch out. And if they tear at ground, we're not killing them too. So yeah, we might be able to squeak this one out, but I don't think so. But I think the decisions I made really like right away were what cost me stuff. I mean, we took so much from Lantern. Lantern could have been decent versus the Charizard if they weren't able to Solar Beam us. Yeah, I think we just have to do a Celerock. Okay. Huh. I think Hippopotas could take one of those. Sandslash might even be able to, but I think Hippopotas has a better chance. And now Earthquake probably kills... if they're not choice, though, then we're in trouble. And we might not even KO Sandslash. Then we just have to kind of hope we KO everything. But even if they don't, even if we don't, they can just sack Sandslash, go Grafai, get up the Sun, send this back out, go for any attack. I sack Sandslash. Like they basically can get up Sun, sack Sandslash, lock into the Fire move, and then they can win, I think. Well, because I won't be able to switch out. Like I could switch out into Sandslash, switch back into this, but this won't be able to take a fire attack. And if I don't go for Earthquakes, we're not, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Do we even kill Sandslash with this? No. Oh, that's if they're max defense. Say they're Jolly. Still no? Maybe they're max attack. Maybe they're max speed, max attack. Okay, sacrifice. Typhlosion comes right back out, and they can lock into a not fire move or a not Scorching Sands, and we'll die. I don't think Sandslash can take any attack. And then they're just gonna go Sandslash. Actually, we might win with this. I think we win. I think Sandslash is faster. Even if they're specs or scarfed. Damn it, no, that's not the case. I was hoping it was. All right, so we're not faster than Scarf Typhlosion. Oh yeah, it was Calcan versus Houndoom. We're slower than Scarf Houndoom. Okay, so yeah, even if they didn't reset the Sun, they were fine because we're slower than Scarf Typhlosion. Yeah, well, it was nice to have a weather mirror at the end, but I definitely could have, if I didn't go for the defog as soon as I did, I should have just went for U-turn right there instead of defog. Then we could have gotten in, I would have gone Hippopotas and then would have gone Lantern And they could have gone for Sunny Day right after I went for Hippopotas though, which would have still been really bad. And then I would have Volt Switched with Lantern, and they could have gone Sandslash on that even. But I think that's a good one to call it on. Overall, the team worked a lot better, I think. I don't know if we had like better matchups the whole time, but I think these three definitely supported the Sand guys better. Lantern, Weezing, and Decidueye. The slow pivots made it nice so to get them in more frequently. Also just Life Orb Sandslash with Leech Life instead of Rapid Spin. I think this thing was just able to do a lot more. I think it did a lot more than Lycanroc at this in the games we played. Weezing was also very handy. It was very good against a lot of physical attackers or like those bulky, physically defensive setup guys or whatever, stealth rockers and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're interested in trying out the team, I'll put a Pokepaste in the description, and we won't be using Sand again next time. But it was fun to use it again. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.